The bullets had 3 words carved into them: delay, deny, depose. And when they caught the man who fired them, sitting at a McDonald's with a forged ID and a ghost gun in his backpack, millions of people across America did not call him a monster. They called him a hero. December 4th, 2024, 6:44 in the morning, Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Brian Thompson, the 50-year-old CEO of United Healthcare, one of the largest health insurance companies on the planet, was walking toward the entrance of the New York Hilton Hotel. He was there for his company's annual investor conference, suit pressed, day planned. A life by every measure at its absolute peak. A masked figure stepped out from the shadows behind him. 2 shots, one to the leg, one to the back. Brian Thompson collapsed on the pavement and did not get up. The gunman did not run. He walked calmly, deliberately away from the body, mounted a bicycle, and disappeared into Central Park. By the time emergency services arrived, he was gone. The surveillance footage showed a masked face, a dark backpack, and a walk so controlled it looked almost rehearsed. Within hours, it was the only thing anyone in America was talking about. When investigators recovered the shell casings from the scene, they noticed something that stopped them cold. The words delay, deny, and depose had been written on the ammunition. Those 3 words are not random. They come directly from the title of a book about the American insurance industry, a book that criticizes how insurers avoid paying out legitimate claims by delaying them, denying them, and then defending those denials in court until the claimant either gives up or dies. It is a phrase that millions of Americans with medical debt and rejected claims know intimately. Whoever pulled that trigger was not just committing a murder, they were sending a message, and the message landed. Within hours of news breaking that the CEO of one of America's most powerful health insurance companies had been shot in the street, social media did not fill with grief. It filled with dark jokes, memes, people sharing stories of denied claims. Insurance horror stories from every corner of the country. The comment sections on news articles were not expressing sympathy. That reaction alone told investigators something important. The killer had calculated exactly what they were doing, and they had calculated the public response too. Before I tell you who they found, and I promise you nothing about this person is what you would expect, if this story is gripping you right now, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. It is free, it takes 2 seconds, and it is what keeps us here, doing this every week. Now, back to Manhattan. The manhunt lasted 5 days. Police released surveillance images, a young-looking face, athletic build, a backpack. They said he had taken a bus from Atlanta to New York before the shooting. They said he was smart, careful, and had planned this in detail. On December 9th, 5 days after the murder, a McDonald's employee in Altoona, Pennsylvania recognized a customer from the news. Police arrived and arrested a 26-year-old man eating alone. His name was Luigi Nicholas Mangione, and here is where this story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. Luigi Mangione was not a struggling man driven to violence by desperation. He was not someone who had been failed by the system in the ways most people imagine. He was a University of Pennsylvania graduate, one of the most prestigious universities in the United States, an Ivy League school. He had studied computer science and engineering, graduated with honors. He came from a prominent Maryland family that owned country clubs, healthcare facilities, and real estate companies across the state. His grandfather built a small empire. One of his cousins was a state government delegate. By every external measure, Luigi Mangione was someone who had won the game before it even started. He had been a data engineer at a tech company. He read voraciously: philosophy, fiction, fitness books, political theory. He had thousands of followers on social media and was known in online communities as thoughtful, curious, and articulate. And then, in 2022, something happened to his spine. A degenerative back condition called spondylolisthesis, a condition that caused him debilitating chronic pain. He went through 18 months of failed treatments before undergoing surgery in July 2023. He posted about it online, an X-ray of his spine with metal plates and screws, a personal account of what it feels like when your body betrays you at 24 years old. After the surgery, he seemed to recover. He traveled to Asia, he posted from Hawaii, he started a book club, but internally something had shifted. When police arrested Mangione at that McDonald's, they found 3 things in his possession that told the whole story. First, a 3D printed ghost pistol with a 3D printed suppressor, untraceable, made to disappear, the exact weapon used to kill Brian Thompson. Second, a forged New Jersey ID. Third, a red notebook. That red notebook was a diary, and what prosecutors found inside it was, in their own words, unambiguous. Months before the shooting, Mangione had written that the target was the insurance industry. He wrote that it, quote, checked every box. He wrote that he had no doubt about whether what he planned to do was right or justified. In August 2024, 4 months before the shooting, he wrote that he finally felt confident about what he would do, that the details were coming together. Prosecutors also revealed that the night before the murder, December 3, 2024, Mangione had gone to the Hilton Hotel area to surveil the location. At just before 8 p.m., he was caught on camera walking near the hotel. As he walked down the street, Brian Thompson walked past him in the opposite direction. The man he was planning to kill, passing within feet of him 24 hours before it happened. He came back the next morning. He also had a handwritten manifesto that police found when they searched his belongings. In it, he described the American health insurance industry as a, quote, parasitic class of non-productive middlemen. He wrote that he had hoped his actions would spark a larger conversation. They did, just not entirely in the way any prosecutor wanted. What happened in the days and weeks after Mangione's arrest was unlike anything America had seen in years. Strangers sent money to his legal defense fund. Fan accounts appeared overnight. People dressed as him for Halloween. A poll found that among Americans aged 18 to 29, more people viewed Mangione favorably than they viewed Brian Thompson. United Healthcare employees reported receiving threats. Some doctors who sent insurance denial letters asked that their names be removed from correspondence because they feared for their safety. The company advised staff not to wear company-branded clothing in public. Mangione had wanted to create a moment. He had, but the moment had spiraled far beyond him. His trial has been delayed. As of this week, April 2, 2026, his state murder trial is now scheduled to begin September 8, 2026. His federal trial is set for October. He faces life in prison if convicted on either charge. The death penalty, which prosecutors initially sought, has now been taken off the table by a federal judge. He has pleaded not guilty to every charge, and the country remains split, not just on him, but on the question his story raised, and refuses to let go of. What does it mean when a murderer becomes a symbol? What does it say about a system when the killing of one of its most powerful figures is met not with outrage, but with a shrug, or worse, a cheer? There are no easy answers, but the conversation is not going away. Not while Luigi Mangione is still waiting for trial, not while the insurance claims are still being denied, and not while people are still carving those three words into whatever surface they can find. Delay, deny, depose. This story is still unfolding. 2 trials, 2 courtrooms, one man who says he is not guilty, and a country that still has not decided what it actually thinks. We will be here for every update. If this episode made you think, if it made you feel something, share it right now. One tap. That is how this reaches someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe, hit the bell, and we will see you in the next one.